Hey there, planners. Today I am going to be kicking off a few days of filming that will be all in this video. I wanted to do sort of a day in the life of my planner and kind of pop in a few times throughout the day when I would normally be, touching base with my planner and updating things in my A5 Stylogy bullet journal. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. Alright, so it is Thursday and I am actually off work for the rest of the week, and I thought this would be a great time to just kind of take the time to pop in and film when I would normally check my planner. Now, on a regular day, weekday when I'm working, that check-in is really fast, but I'm going to slow down a bit and take the time to share with you kind of the life of my planner, how this happens. So it is Thursday morning, it is early, I still have my coffee. Oh, I would love to hear from you, just out of curiosity. Are you a coffee drinker? Are you a tea drinker, hot tea? Or are you like, mellow yellow first thing in the morning, kind of what gets you going in the morning from a beverage standpoint? Anyway, back to the planner. You could tell I haven't had my coffee yet because I'm a bit rambly, so I'll apologize for that. It's still very early. So it is Thursday, and you'll see Wednesday is somewhat blank from a journaling, capturing, note-taking kind of standpoint. And this is very typical, actually, for me. So I will check in with the planner, go through the to-dos, put in the verse of the day, and sometimes I will take the time to, before bed, kind of capture notes about the day. However, sometimes I'm too busy and it just doesn't, I don't get to that. And typically, what is normal for me is first thing in the morning when I am checking in with my planner, looking at the to-dos for the day, kind of mapping out what the day is going to be like. I will also go back and reflect on the previous day and capture any notes or any items that I want to just make sure to call out about that day. So this is pretty typical for me. And as I've talked about before, the way I set up my daily pages, the left-hand side is really about to-dos, events, what's going on that day. The right-hand side is really about journaling, or expanded to-dos if I need them, but really about journaling and just capturing what's going on in my life that day. So I am going to take a minute and do a little bit of reflection about yesterday. All right, so there I've done just a little bit of journaling and, just the highlights of the day, things I want to remember, things that I would capture, in my gratitude log, or memory keeping, things like that. A couple of other items. So I also go through and make sure I have checked off all the to-dos, and make sure I migrate anything that needs to be migrated, and then I take a look at today's to-dos and see what I need to accomplish. All right, and you can see I've got a lot on the list today. I'm actually even listing out a little further. I had come in here beforehand and kind of mapped out, what the day was going to be like, because we are trying to squeeze a bunch into the day. So it's my anniversary today, so I'm so excited about that. That's part of the reason why I'm taking some time off work, just to spend some time with my hubby and celebrate our anniversary. So this is almost done. Let me pop in my verse of the day, and then I will be ready to go on to the next step. All right, I've had some questions from you all about where my verse of the day comes from. So it really comes from one of two places. I receive a daily verse from K-Love. If you are familiar with that, Christian radio station, they do a verse of the day. They talk about it on their radio channel, but also they can email it or text message it out. And so I do receive that, and that's where this one came from today. But also, a lot of times the verse of the day comes from just my Bible reading in the morning, something that stands out to me, so I'll capture it there. So that's where that comes from. Now I have, taken a look at what's coming up for the day, and kind of grounded myself in what I need to accomplish today and in what order, and captured everything. And so now I'm ready to head off into my day. And typically what I'll do is just leave this open on my desk, ready to go. Ready to look at as I need to, or reference or capture new things, but it's kind of off to the side. Today I'm going to be doing a lot of running around, so what I might do is like snap a photo, because this is kind of a big chunky, my girl's getting chunky, so I probably would not carry this around with me, but I would snap a photo of the to-do list or anything like that I needed to just reference while I'm out and about. So I will be back later to check in and show you more about a day in the life of my planner. Hey there, planners. It is about the middle of the day, well, about mid-afternoon. I am just checking in on this first day, still Thursday, with my planner. I have been running around with my husband celebrating our anniversary, and it has been so fun, but I have gotten some to-dos knocked off my list, so I wanted to go ahead and check those off. Today is my puppy's very first day at daycare, puppy daycare, and so I dropped him off at 9:30 this morning, and I swear it was like a flashback to taking my kids to kindergarten for the first time. He was a little nervous, and so what did I do? I went straight to the pet store and bought him goodies so that I can reward him for what I know is going to be good behavior. So that's just me checking in quickly. And again, this doesn't take very long, but I do like to, about midday, check in to see where am I with my to-dos. The other thing I like to do is check the meal plan and make sure I'm prepared for whatever it is that I'm cooking. Today it says takeout. Actually, we had takeout last night, so I'm flip-flopping these, and we're going to do leftovers tonight, which that's fantastic. And so now I am good to go for the rest of the afternoon. The other thing I did want to take the time, I had an Amazon order coming in, and I wanted to share with you guys one of the things that I picked up in this order. So these are sticky notes, and they're from a line called Color Palette. Sticky. I have some sticky notes, larger, different size sticky notes from this company already. And I'm actually not sure. Maybe the company name is Monolike. And these are the Color Palette sticky notes, but the packaging looks very similar to the other sticky notes I've gotten. And I absolutely love them. I mean, they're really, really good product. Good quality product. So let me get this open and I'll show you what one of these looks like. All right, so here's how they come, and I love this packaging. I mean, this is so smart to me. I keep them in this little bin that's on my pegboard in my office, and this is just one of the color palettes, but you can see they're just little page flags or smaller sticky notes, and I'm thinking even like marking events, pre-planning on calendar days. These are going to be a perfect size, and look at the range of colors. I am so thrilled. This color palette right here, these peaches and pinks and blue, different color blues, I have been obsessed with lately. You're going to see this color palette showing up in a couple of videos upcoming because I have really been obsessed with that color palette lately. But I just wanted to share these, how cute these are. Again, I get these off Amazon. There are a bunch of different varieties from the same company that come in this same style packaging, which I think is fantastic for storage, but still being able to see what's in them. Really smart packaging. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you as a little tiny haul on this Thursday. I will be back at the end of the day to check in, make sure all of my to-dos are checked off, and then maybe make some notes memory keeping wise about the day. Hey there, planners. Just doing a last check-in with my planner at the end of today, Thursday the 11th. And I'm going to make sure I got everything done on my checklist, and I did not. So a couple things I did not get done, but that's okay. I'm going to move them over to this weekend and get them done then, and I do think I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of journaling tonight before I head to bed. All right, so that gets me all caught up on journaling, and I am going to move a couple of items over to the weekend. All right, so, one of the other things I usually do at night when I am going to be, starting work the next morning is to go ahead and spend some time updating to-do list for tomorrow and making sure there's nothing that I have to do first thing in the morning. Since I'm off work tomorrow, I'm not going to do that. I know there are a couple of items I need to add, but they're easily accessible, so I'm actually going to wait until the morning to do that. It's so nice to go ahead. I really like it when I have the time and energy to go ahead and do just a little bit of journaling at the end of the day, because it's all fresh on my mind and it's really easy to capture things there. So I really like when I can do that. That doesn't always work out, which you saw this morning. It didn't work out, and I ended up doing this journaling for the previous day, first thing the next day. So, all right, I'm gonna let it rest, leave it open on my desk here to the next day, and come in first thing in the morning and be ready to start again. Hey, good morning, planners. It is Friday morning, nice and early. I have my coffee, and I'm just getting up to get started on my planner. This morning, I had the day off work, but I have a super busy day. And I actually took the time last night after I turned the camera off to go ahead and scratch out some things I knew needed to go on here. It's funny, like a day off work you think would be nice and relaxing, and actually no, I just try to get caught up on everything, at, all the to-dos at the house, those little items. So I'm actually going to have to spill over here a little bit, which I think is fine. Let's see, I wanted to add just a couple things here. It's report card day. It's always an important day. All right, so I've got those items added in, and I want to add my verse of the day this morning. And it is one of my very favorite verses ever. I remember learning a song in Sunday school as a kid. And every time I see this verse, and even just like randomly, this song pops into my head. I will spare you guys me singing it this morning because not only do I just not have a great singing voice, but it's also somewhat early in the morning, and I'm afraid it would sound a little rough. All right, and I can already check off one item. I took my vitamin D this morning, and trash is out for trash day. And I think, let's see, I'm already starting to film Life of a Planner. I think that might be it for today that I can check off already, but I certainly have a full day. I've got a lot of little nitpicky items to get done. I'm going to go get started on knocking some of these out first thing in the morning while my brain is waking up and I'm finishing my coffee. And I will check back in with you later. Hey there, planners. It is late Saturday morning, almost Saturday afternoon. So I totally did not check back in on update on my planning and how that was going for Friday, because it was such a productive day, followed by Saturday morning, which has been a very lazy morning. So I am playing catch up now, and I'm just kind of going through all the things that I needed to get done on Friday. I got all of them done. It was a really, really productive day, a day off work, but super busy in terms of just all the little activities for the house that I just needed to get done. And then this morning, Saturday morning, I really took it easy, kind of lounged around with my puppy and my family, painted my nails, just did, little stuff like that. So it's been a very lazy day. So I'm going to take a minute and do some journaling about Friday, and then get to kind of checking off the things that I need to make sure to get done today. All right, so I've caught up with some journaling for Friday, and that kind of closes out that day. And now I'm moving on to the weekend, which I do capture Saturday and Sunday just on one page, because generally I do a little less journaling and Usually there are less to-dos. This weekend seems to be really piling up. So let me start just by capturing my verse of the day. And usually I will capture either a Saturday or a Sunday verse of the day, whichever time I'm really sitting down to update my planner. I have gotten a few things done already this morning, even though it was a very lazy morning. I have gotten a few of these items done. Okay. So that kind of updates where I'm at. I will come back later on tonight or first thing in the morning, and I am going to share with you sort of my setup for the next week. So as I get ready on Sunday night for the week ahead, I do a few things that I'll be sharing with you tomorrow as I kind of close out this day in the life or days in the life of my my planner. So hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hey there, planners. It is Sunday and I am getting ready to kind of mark off all the things that got done, do a little bit of journaling, and then really start prepping for the week ahead. So I'll start with just marking off the things that got done, which is almost everything. Anything that did not get done, you'll see me make a little arrow here, and that means when I'm doing my weekly review and setting up for the next week, I need to make sure those are migrated. It's National Pie Day. It's 3/14. Isn't that great? And I did make a dessert for our Sunday dinner, but it's not a pie. So that feels like a missed opportunity. All right, this I still need to do. And we did change the clocks. It's daylight savings time. We lost an hour, but I think I well prepared for it by going to bed early a couple of nights and trying to get up at my normal time. So let me do just a little bit of journaling. All right, so there's just a little bit of journaling, and now I'm ready to do my weekly review, which I'm tweaking my weekly review process, and I'm probably going to talk a little bit more about that in my April bullet journal setup video. And I have been reading the Getting Things Done book. I read it through one time and made a bunch of highlights, and then, coming back through and really trying to think through how to put things in place. I don't know why it took me this many years to read that book. It's like the perfect book for me, but it did take a while. So I'm trying to kind of implement some of those systems as it makes sense for me into my planning system. But one of the things I have kept and always use is a brain dump triggers list. I actually have made this template available if you are interested in kind of grabbing this as a resource and maybe tailoring it for yourself. I do have this available for free to the Planning Annie Facebook group members. So the link is down below if you'd like to come over, join our group, join in the fun conversation, and grab this and some other freebies that I use in my planning system. So these are just triggers, things that help me, and look how frustrating that is. So I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but as I was self-laminating this little tool, I got a wrinkle in it and I cannot get it out. So it's going to drive me crazy. I know at some point in time, I'm not going to be able to take that anymore, and I'm going to have to redo this whole thing. But for right now, I'm just dealing with it. But the way I use this is I actually go through and I flip to the week ahead and start making notes or putting things in the right place as I need to. So I start with just some questions. So what am I worried about? What am I procrastinating? What am I fearing? What am I looking forward to? What needs to get done? What needs my time and attention? What do I need? How am I feeling, and how am I progressing on my goals? So I will just kind of check through these and see what jumps out off the page at me about the first one. I also keep close by my functional stickers, or my stickers and icons, and I keep those close by because I like to add them in to my planner as I see an opportunity. All All right, and then thinking about what I'm procrastinating, I have had a goal for myself to work on a household filing system because ours is a bit of a mess right now. I mean, we do have a filing system. It's just not it's just not working. And so I do want to capture somewhere, it's just a starting step. So a starting step would be to research options for household filing systems. And that really helps me. That technique right there really helps me when when something feels too big or I'm procrastinating on something. Just finding that very first small starting step really helps get the momentum going. And what I typically find is while I'll have this as just a small step to start with, I actually will go beyond that because that step is so easily accomplished that I can keep going with it. So that really helps me when I realize that I'm procrastinating something. Okay, and then I do like to check in with my Power Sheets goals as I'm setting up the week. So I grab my Power Sheets goals and just see how am I doing so far. All right, so then I get into the look ahead. So future log, I know I've got everything I need off here. Let's see, I do want to make sure I remember Harvey, my little puppy, is 6 months old on Sunday. So that is exciting. It's hard to believe. Let's see, holidays, I've got those. Birthdays, I've got those. Special events. I think that pretty much brings me up to speed with what I need to get done next week. So that wraps up the day in the life of my planner. I hope you enjoyed seeing just kind of real time how I use my bullet journal and keep up with things. And, it's not perfect. And there's, some days I'm better than others. Some days I'm checking in with it multiple times and really keeping things updated. Some days, life just happens and I have a lazy Saturday morning and, don't get started until later or, just life. And so I hope it helps you to see how I'm actually using my daily pages and my bullet journal. And I hope you got some value out of this. If so, give me a thumbs up and let me know. Please feel free to leave any questions or comments in the comments below. I'm happy to answer any questions if you see anything in here that you're curious about or want to know more about, my system. Please leave questions down in the comments below and I'll answer those. Subscribe to Plan and Annie for more content like this, and as always, thanks for planning with me.